Good morning. So we're going to talk about Busways and their industrial action last week. And what we're going to talk about is this letter that was sent to the drivers who were participating. And what this letter is, basically, is a threat. This, as far as I'm concerned, this is bullying and intimidation. That's exactly what this is. And the law allows it. This is protected under, get this, the Fair Work Act. Wow, so much for being about us, eh? Ain't got nothing to do with us. They can do whatever they want to us. Yep. And they use financial control to get us to do what they want. And that's exactly what they've done here. That's exactly what they've done here. It's punitive financial consequences to participating in industrial action. So standing up for yourself and trying to acquire safer working conditions and a better pay rate will lead to you being financially punished. I'm going to put this letter up, so it's actually going to be right here next to me, and you can read it yourself. When I figure out how to put the links up there, I'll do that too. Now, I just want to point out a few things that I noticed in this letter and why I say it's intimidation and bullying. So the first thing I noticed was we versus you, okay? And it starts in the first line when you look at Dear Busways Driver, right? Dear Busways Driver. Busways, we, driver, you. So a group of us versus one single person who thinks they're going to stand up for themselves. You know, I think that's kind of how Busways is thinking. First line, we have been informed by the TWU. So basically, your union has thrown you under the bus. That's how I read that. Your union has thrown you under the bus, so you don't have them with you either. Okay, they're on our side because they're telling us what you're doing. That you might be participating. You might be. It's like, I dare you to participate in this industrial action. Oh, my God. Okay, let's get to the next, right? So, if you decide to participate in this strike, you will be directed to. So, you think your union's got power. They don't, and we're calling the shots. That's how I read into that. Next line. Oh, so they're directed to, okay, and here's where you really need to start paying attention, okay? Continue to perform your driving duties as normal, meaning as normal under working conditions. Staying on your designated route until 12 noon. All right, and then further down here, if you still think you want to participate, all right, we're going to make it that little more difficult because we are also going to instruct you, all right, it says here, we assume that you will park your bus safely and legally at 12 noon on your designated route, which means this next line at the top here, all right, when you read it, immediately after 1 p.m, recommence driving duties as normal on your designated route. If if they pull over safely and legally at 12 noon, there is no way, okay, that they're going to be on their designated route to recommence at 1 p.m. Thus, they're going to be in breach of this. Are we seeing when? See, now we're starting to understand. Are we? I hope so. Am I wrong? Can you tell me what you think of this letter? Like, you can see it here, and I'll try and get a good shot. See if you can make it bigger and read it yourself, right? And tell me what you think. If you cease performing your normal duties before 12 noon, including deviating from your normal route, or fail to recommence your normal duties at 1 p.m. on your normal route, or fail to follow any further directions communicated to you, you will be engaging in unprotected industrial action. Busways will be legally required to dock you a minimum of 4 hours pay for any such unprotected industrial action. I like how those lights just went out as soon as I finished that line. So what they're saying is, we're going to give you directions which you will fail to meet, and when you fail to meet that, we're going to dock you 4 hours. Anyway, it goes on to instruct them to do such things as informing passengers on what you are doing and when you will recommence driving. So for me, when Ward 5, you've already got a number of aggressive individuals. All right, they're not going to be looking at the website, they're not going to be reading the Twitter feed, and they're certainly not going to read that entire pamphlet that you've left up on the bus for them. They'll read as much, you know, strike from 12 to 1. Oh my God! And they'll start yelling and screaming and carrying on. That puts the bus driver at risk, because now the bus driver's got to try and explain to some irrational, illogical moron why they're striking. Well, I'm really sorry, mate, but we're striking because people like you keep threatening us. Yeah, that's really going to help, ain't it? So I just think this is the biggest crock of crap I've ever read. And then you turn it over, and I'm going to put this one up too. And this here identifies the legislation which makes this all very legal. So, do we want to talk about Emma Huzar and the bullying allegations against her, which were absolute bullshit? But, you know, we're not going to listen to this. We're not going to pay attention to this. You know, we're going to go after Emma, who's done nothing, instead of, I don't know, going after education and busways. This is bullying, this is intimidation, and this is financial abuse. There's no other way that you can describe that. You know, we are supposed to be able to stand up for our rights and make demands that enhance our well-being. All right, so safety at work and a pay rise really isn't that much. I mean, it was all right for government to give themselves a huge pay increase at the expense of the taxpayer. Yet here we are, being treated like shit. I'd like to be a taxpayer, but, you know, having a bit of trouble getting a job. Morons get hired over me. It pays to be a nasty, vindictive fuck. Because if you're nasty and vindictive, you're more likely to get a job. You know, kind, honest people, you know, you lose out because you're not likely to lie for the scumbags that are doing the wrong thing. This shit is wrong. I can't believe it's legal. All right, try not to go over 10 minutes here. Have a good day.